9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. And liftoff. Let's go, Falcon, to number 10.
Pitching down the inlet chamber pressure is nominal.
There's the bright light. There it is. Coming up behind the trees.
All right, Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Pad 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, carrying yet again another stack of 60 Starlink satellites to orbit. Just moments ago, we throttled the engines down in preparation for Max Q. That's the point of maximum aerodynamic pressure, occurs right after we go supersonic. After this point, we're then able to throttle the engines back up. That call is just about 10 seconds away. Max Q. We've successfully crossed the Max Q threshold. We're throttling our Merlin engines back up. As the atmosphere gets thinner and thinner, the stresses on the vehicle continue to diminish. And we're just about a minute away from 3 major events happening one after another. Main engine cutoff, known as MECO, stage separation, and second engine start 1. To explain the first one, MECO, this is where all 9 M1D engines shut off and they slow the vehicle down in preparation for stage 7. And that's where, once again, the first stage and second stage separate. Stage 1 makes its way back down to sea level for landing, and stage 2 continues its primary mission, along with the fact that the MVAC engine lights up and propels that second stage, along with the Starlink satellites following a nominal trajectory. We're 30 seconds away from those events. Falcon 9 continues to be on nominal trajectory. Our MVAC engine is starting to chill to prepare for that second engine start just about 20 seconds from now. Shortly after these 3 events, our fairing will deploy and expose the Starlink satellites to the vacuum of space. Main engine cutoff. Stage separation confirmed. MVAC ignition. All good news so far. The 9 Merlin engines have shut down. Our first and second stages are heading their separate ways, and our MVAC engine has begun burning and will continue to do so for about the next 6 minutes. Fairing separation confirmed. We have confirmation, and you can see it there. The 2 fairing halves have jettisoned and are heading back down. As a reminder, this is the second flight for these fairing halves, and we'll be attempting to recover them once again via a wet recovery from the contracted recovery vessel Sheila Bordelon. Everything is nominal so far. Both vehicles continue to follow nominal trajectories. We're just about 4 minutes after liftoff. For those of you just joining us, we have a lot going on. On the right-hand side of your screen, you can see our second stage and its MVAC engine is burning, carrying 60 Starlink satellites to orbit. And on the other hand, we have our first stage beginning its 10th recovery attempt. As stage 2 continues to burn, as you see here, stage 1 is actually going to execute 2 separate burns in order to make its way back to Earth. The first of which is the entry burn. Just a little more than 2 minutes from now, 3 of those M1D engines will reignite. This helps slows the first stage down as it re-enters the upper part of the Earth's atmosphere and reduces the loads on the vehicle. After that burn starts, ends, and is confirmed successful, we get ready for our final burn, the landing burn. It's a single center engine burn that brings the vehicle speed down rapidly in order to land on the drone ship safely. And as a reminder, we can't stress it enough, tonight marks the 10th flight for this particular first stage. This is a record for our Falcon 9 rocket's life cycle. This particular booster first debuted on our Crew Demo 1 mission just over a year ago. Now, reusability is critical to what we do at SpaceX. This fact that we can reuse our first stages, it allows us to refly the most expensive parts of the rocket, which in turn drives down the ultimate cost to space access. And although this is the 10th time for this rocket, we first reused the orbital class rocket on the SES-10 mission back in March of 2017. It just goes to show how far we've come since then. We're about a minute away from that entry burn beginning. That burn should last for about 20 seconds. Now we're about 30 seconds away from that first stage entry burn igniting. The center engine will ignite at first. 2 more engines will ignite shortly after that. The Merlins on this first stage are optimized to operate at sea level, and they achieve about 190,000 pounds of thrust apiece during ascent and descent. Just a few seconds away.
TSS saved.
A few seconds away from the entry burn.
Stage 1, entry burn startup.
You can see that plume is starting to expand as the other 2 engines begin to fire.
Stage 1, entry burn shutdown.